all she's got.
That's it. And it's like,
There should really be.
I know that girl!
Woo!
Stand there uncomfortably for 4 hours. Actually, what you should do is sit in the hottest spot for 4 hours.
Right here?
Yeah,
why don't we, do you mind?
No, I'm fine, I'm fine.
Sure?
She wants an
I
authentic
got it.
experience.
I'm there.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
we got it.
Sorry, I'm big sister, guys.
All right, we got the.
Perfect. Okay, well, now it's, okay, now we let her.
Okay, now we're gonna do the national, or not the national,
Pledge?
Play the Star Spangled Banner.
anthem. But you gotta sing.
Here's the Star Spangled Banner, United States National Anthem by the United States Marine Band on Amazon Music.
That sounds like a good
Please be seated.
Good job. All right. We need an MC.
I'm finance. I don't know.
I think that would be good.
Oh.
We'll do.
Somebody's got to introduce him.
I don't.
Olivia, introduce him.
What's your title?
What,
Or introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself.
graduates of Metropolitan State University of Denver.
Lend me your ears.
We are gathered here. I am Professor Heckman, affiliate professor of biology, master of ceremonies. Apparently, we are gathered here to celebrate a milestone in the lives of every college student who puts in a minimal amount of effort. And that is your graduation. You are now ending your academic career with the degree that you set out to get. Hopefully, it's the job you want. Because from this point forward, it's going to be really hard to get something in any other field. You look forward into the future with fresh faces, eyes full of hope. And I weep because your future is filled with new disappointments. Sometimes on alternating weekends, you might do something to relax instead of bringing work home with you. But it's not going to be satisfying. You'll always wish there had been more time. Your life will be filled with unfinished projects that actually make you happy. Life will find new ways to disappoint you that you had not even thought could possibly achieve. There will be a surprising number of racists now that you're out of college. But hey, you put in the work and you get an actual diploma today. Inauthentic, you should be getting an empty display case. That's what people normally get. Nobody gets a diploma at college graduation, so Look at Miss Privilege. But at any rate, I congratulate you, graduates of Metropolitan.
Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray!
I swear to God, all I gave him was iced tea.
Would financial aid like to go next?
Wait, I brought a special guest speaker from Olivia's past.
No.
Just one moment.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
no.
A lot of you guys right now, you don't want to admit it, you're sitting there and you're worried. I'm worried. You're worried. Because
Hey, you brought the Furby out, man. You want me to put it back?
uh-oh. Mommy saw that. He's fine. He's fine. Just
Cooling off. This was a terrific balance.
This financial aid.
This ceremony, let's face it, you guys, this is a compromise. This is not what I wanted for my daughter. This is not what she wanted. This is not what anybody who's graduating wants, is a mock ceremony in the backyard. And we're all worried. We're worried about what this means. But here's what I can tell you. We're tough. And I know that Olivia is tough. And here's how I can tell you that Olivia is tough. Well, let me start at the beginning. I had just sat down at the dinner table, and Maria had cooked an incredible dinner. This is how you know it was a long time ago. I'd worked a long day, and Maria made Cornish hens, the little, where each person gets their own little miniature chicken. And she sat it in front of me, and I hadn't eaten in like 6 hours. I was starving, and there was rice, and it was perfect with vegetables. The presentation was beautiful. She had outdone herself. And she was 9 months pregnant, and as I lifted the first mouthful of food, she said, "My water broke." A good man would have walked away from that chicken. A bad man would have eaten the entire chicken. I said, "Give me 1 minute." There was coaching in the car, like coaching, driving coaching tips, like drive on the sidewalk. And we get to the hospital, and Olivia was delivered so quickly that the doctor showed up at the last minute with a catcher's mitt. And I thought, having kids is women lie. This is easy. It was over in like 7 minutes. It was like the birth of our Lord. I mean, there was no screaming. There was no blood. Next thing I know, there's photo ops. It was amazing. So now it's the millennium. How old was Olivia back then? 3, 4 years old? How old were you in 2000?
4.
She's 4. She's 4 years old. We're in Jamaica. And our luggage didn't make the trip. So we're in a Jamaican mall shopping for underwear. We're having a great time. And Olivia saw a Furby. And she wanted that Furby. And we said, "Honey, Mommy and Daddy are just here for underwear. We're not going to get the Furby." And all of you have heard this story before, and I apologize. But Olivia closed a mall. They called a SWAT team. She went to the center of the mall and threw an epic fit. A fit like no other fit. And there were people coming out of stores to see who was being murdered in the center of the mall. And it's my beautiful baby girl laying next to the fountain or whatever, and just pitching a fit. And you can see the locals And they're like, that's why you got to beat your children, man. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm simultaneously the most embarrassed I've ever been in my life. But I'm like, this is one tough little bitch. I could have never done that. I don't know about it. Has anybody else here ever closed a mall? I mean, so a year later, I'm out on the deck and I'm installing rope lighting. And Olivia's watching me, and the rope lights, little plastic brackets, little screwdriver, and you got to put the rope lights in the little brackets. It's taken too much time, and it's Olivia's time to go to the toy store. Every weekend, I would take her to the store because it was white privilege, and I would buy her a little plastic horse, and she had 5,000 little plastic horses, but she knew which ones she was missing, and every weekend we'd go to the toy store and get her a little plastic horse, and she was ready to go, and I was working on the rope lights, and I was sweating. It was a day like today, and I'm sweating, and I'm putting in the rope lights, and I'm just about done, and she keeps complaining, I want to go to the store, I want to go to the store. I'm like, let Daddy finish. And I'm just about done, and I look back, and she's following me with a screwdriver, and is just going, ka-pink, ka-pink. And she's breaking the plastic brackets with the screwdriver. It was so gangster. I mean, it was just, I couldn't believe it. Again, I never would have dreamt of doing that to my father, you know? I mean, when I was 5 years old, I was scared to death of my father. She is just defiantly like, old man. You know, that's what I think of you. She didn't get a horse that day. So here's what I can tell you about Olivia, you guys. COVID's tough. This is a tough way to start a career. This is a tough way to begin a teaching career. No classroom, no students, teaching to a Zoom application. And you probably are thinking, wow, you know, Grant must be really worried about his kids. I'm not worried about this one. That one's tough. She'll be fine. I'm worried a little bit